Hey everyone, I'm Stretch Horizons, and not too long ago I got in a video essay watching mood. I had something of a Silent Hill kick going as I just posted my own work which covered the two most recently released games in that franchise. I stumbled on a video by a YouTuber called PlayItEssays about a game I had never heard of called Detention that came out back in 2017. Intrigued by the thumbnail, I put PlayIt's video in my Watch Later folder and decided to experience the title for myself. A work of historical fiction set in the island nation of Taiwan, pictured here just east of China, and made by the Taiwanese studio Red Candle Games, the story takes place during a period of authoritarian repression known as the White Terror, which lasted from 1949 to 1992. It follows a high school senior named Fang and uses the invented events of her investigation of a ghost infestation at her school to convey the kinds of very real tragedies suffered during the time and place portrayed. I can't recommend it enough, and Red Candle deserves praise for breathing life into that tragic historical period. So, in this relatively short video that you're watching, I'm going to talk about the real-world historical background that led up to the White Terror, and then talk about the sense of hope and optimism I got as I learned some very important and inspiring lessons from Taiwanese history. During World War II, Chinese nationalist and communist forces put a conflict that had been raging between them on hold to fight Imperial Japan. Following their common enemy's defeat in 1945, the alliance crumbled, and the following civil war saw a communist victory by 1949 and a nationalist retreat to the eastern island of Taiwan. 2 years prior, in 1947, an event known as the 228 incident occurred. It was so named because it began on February 27th and peaked on February 28th, stemming from an attempt at contraband control by government forces, which led to the public assault of the contraband's vendor and a riot in response to said assault. A brutal crackdown ensued, followed by the White Terror 2 years later. The military dictatorship responsible for the terror killed tens of thousands of people and violated the civil and human rights of many more before the country successfully democratized between the late 80s and early 90s. As soon as the credits rolled, I started conducting research into this chapter of Taiwanese history. The primary research base for this video comes from two articles. One was written by Yonghu Yang of the Encyclopedia Britannica and mentions Detention by name along with the excellent novel Green Island by Shauna Yang Ryan, the latter being another major source for this video. The other article is by Thomas J. Shattuck of the Foreign Policy Research Institute. The Shattuck article in particular contains an inspiring quote that I'd like us to reflect on, and I encourage you to read the parent texts of Shattuck and Huang in full as they are short and crucially informative. To find them, look no further than the description box of this video. That being said, the quote reads, "For those living outside of Taiwan, we should focus on the incredible turn that Taiwan has made toward both democracy and apology. This lesson demonstrates that a people or government can accept its dark past while still moving forward for the benefit of all citizens. Though often forced to the margins in the international community, the world has much to learn from Taiwan, its trajectory away from authoritarianism toward democracy, and its acceptance of history." I walked away from my time with Detention and the scholarship of Shattuck and Huang feeling energy and optimism, the likes of which I've rarely felt. Any country can bounce back from authoritarianism. Never forget that. Taiwan, along with former Axis powers Japan and Germany, are no longer hellish dictatorships, but are thriving members of the free world with democratic governments and massive economies. History reveals that, through a combination of public resistance, acknowledgement of wrongdoing, and concrete steps on the part of the state to right those wrongs, the world can change for the better, and freedom can prevail. I love and believe in all of you watching, and wish you the best on your democratic journey. Alright everyone, that's the video. This was just a short essay meant to instill hope in anyone who might be feeling hopeless. I encourage you to look at PlayItEssays channel and video, both of which I've linked. Freedom House is also a great nonpartisan organization that I've put in the description for you to take a look at. Thank you to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History series Supernova in the East, and Knowing Better's episode on historical revisionism for vital historical background. Red Candle Games, bravo! I hope everyone checks out your work. Last, but certainly not least, rest in peace to those who fell during the White Terror, with prayers for peace and well wishes to the survivors and their families. Be well, one and all.